There we go. What is going on, everyone? What is going on? I had some little technical issues there, but what's up? It's me, it's Steve. We're live. We're back here. Apologize for the delay there for little technical issues. But yeah, if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button down below. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Share through all social media and all that fun stuff. If you are new, again, also follow us on X at AT.network. Make sure you follow us there and all that stuff. In case you missed it, I'm going to repeat myself again because I guess none of you heard me. In case you missed it, on Tuesday, we did a live Steve's Kitchen special Tuesday edition where we talked about all the stuff that went down this past Labor Day weekend regarding Bash in Berlin, our quick thoughts on NXT No Mercy, news on Swerve Strickland and his pay, our thoughts on Joe Tessitore's Raw debut, and of course, everything that's going down with Odyssey Jones and all that stuff. So again, if you have not checked that out, go and give that a look whenever you get a chance. It's on the video archives of the channel. But yeah, this is another episode of S.A.D, something about Dynamite here on the channel. Yeah, it is. I'll be honest with you guys. You know, I enjoyed the ending of the show. Chef's kiss. But outside of that, it did not feel like a go home show to me. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that feels that way. I'm not saying this show was bad by no means at all. But the show was there, to be honest with you. I'll be honest. If Swerve and Hangman was not on the pay-per-view this Saturday, I would not care for All Out. To be honest, it's probably one of two matches that I'm looking forward to seeing on the show this Saturday at All Out. To me, Swerve and Hangman should be the main event of All Out. No questions asked. That needs to be the main event. And I hope that it is. I hope that it is. All right. I don't know how many of y'all feel about that, but let me know as well in the comments and all that fun stuff. And also your thoughts on Dynamite. What did you like? What did you not like? And all that fun stuff. Of course, I've got to get this out of the way now. I got to mention this now. Something I have not done in a minute, if you will, and that is the rating that came in as well for Dynamite. This week's Dynamite did 660,000. 660,000. That is down from last week's 691, which you know, and again, it's supposed to be a go home show. But this is what you face, you know, when you decide to run two pay-per-views literally almost close to each other. This is what you get. This is what happens. Yeah, exactly, Brandon Brown. No Millie. You know what? Because I have not played this video in a hot minute. You know.
No Millie.
Yeah, no Millie. To be honest with you, yeah, the wrestling was there, to say the least, but it just did not feel like a go-home show, with the exception of the ending. If I were to tell, and so if someone were to ask me, like, hey, yo, what, did I miss anything on Dynamite from last night? Honestly, not really. You didn't miss much. You could have literally taken the week off, but you would have felt like shit because you missed that ending of Hangman and Swerve and the house being put on fire. When you think about it, right, Hangman Page did say, he'd been saying this for a hot minute, I will burn his world to the ground. He'd been saying that for a hot minute. And he really got to him. He finally did something out of control. He just literally some crazy shit last night and burning down the childhood home of Swerve Strickland. Now, funny enough, AEW uploaded a video on their social media. And look who's joining me right now. ladies and gentlemen, I'm doing a solo, but I'm happy that he's here. He is the CEO of AEW, the booker of also Ring of Honor, Jacksonville Jaguar. I know it's a big week coming up, NFL and all that stuff. The one, the only, Mr. Tony Khan. Tony, good afternoon, good sir. How are you?
Steve, how's it going, my friend? How's it going? I don't really call you my friend that often, but I'm very proud of you. I saw that you didn't want to do an episode of S.A.D. You said you weren't feeling it, which I don't understand. This was a great episode of AEW Dynamite before a big pay-per-view like All Out coming up. But I'm happy that you decided to do S.A.D. and you're here and you're powering through it. And that's what I respect about you, Steve. I'll show some respect to you. I like that you're doing S.A.D, something about Dynamite, one of your most successful shows on the Around Point Network. Probably better than Raw Rundown. Raw Rundown doesn't get as much play as S.A.D does. So thank you.
Well, I appreciate the kind word. It's very rare that you give me some positive words here, which I commend. Thank you, Mr. Khan. I hope you are having a great week. I know you have a lot going on, not just in the world of pro wrestling, but also in the world of the National Football League. You guys have your opening game, I believe, this Sunday. Your opening game.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting opening game. I'm super excited for the team. It's going to be a good one. The highest paid quarterback in the NFL right now. Well, actually, Jordan Love is the highest paid quarterback, but Trevor Lawrence, one of the highest paid, youngest, awesome quarterbacks in the National Football League. He's going to come out, and it's going to be a great game.
Yes, I heard also during the media call, part of it. I didn't get to hear the entire thing, but you had to literally fight to make sure Hangman Page did not go to jail.
Yeah, it was a really, when Hangman Adam Page, I was calling him. I was saying, hey, you got to be for the contract signing. He just didn't show up to the contract signing. I know Hangman has been going through a lot, but he's normally a good texter. I'll say that he's a good texter. He'll be able to text me when he's around, when he's not around, or he just leaves an okay text. But he wasn't responding to anything. And then I got word that he kidnapped one of our cameramen. By the way, that cameraman was forced to do that. It was that's what sickened me, is that he kidnapped one of our camera people to film such a heinous act. And that's why I made the match a lights out match, because this has gone far beyond just being winners and losers inside of the ring. This is not personal. He burned down someone's house in a busy street on Tacoma, Washington. A lot of people were scared, and it's one of those things that.
Not only that, Mr. Khan, but also his childhood home.
Yeah, I'd be really sad if someone did that to my childhood home as well in Illinois. So yeah, man.
The big mansion. Big mansion.
Well, to be honest, we didn't get the mansion until we went to Florida. We lived in a nice little, I would say, 2-story house in Illinois.
No, that's fair. That's not bad. It makes you think too, right? It makes you wonder. Is the insurance going to kick in? Did he get the policy on the new house?
It's crazy. It's crazy. You probably didn't even have insurance yet on the house.
Oh man. Oh, that's crazy when you think, oh my goodness. Another thing too, right? And I'm wondering this, as good as it was, because again, when you hear stories of people buying something that has value, sentimental value, right? In this case, for Swerve, it's the house that he grew up in, right? As good as it was, I'm in my mind, I'm like, you know what? Something is gonna happen here. Something told me, you know what? Enjoy this now, because I got the feeling something might happen. Because the way I look at it too, right? If you're Swerve Strickland, right? You just know that you've caused nothing but hell for Hangman. Hangman's on the hunt for you.
Yeah, but that was crossing the line. You don't burn down someone's house. I don't care how much of a professional. There's a professional disagreement between these men, and yeah, I get it. Everyone will say, "Well, Swerve broke it." If Hangman wants to break into a house and break a picture frame or something, that's fine. And also too, like, who leaves a baby by themselves in a house like that? That was irresponsible of Hangman as dad and his wife to be leaving a baby by themselves in a house, especially in the middle of the night. I would never leave a baby alone in the middle of the night. But to burn someone's house because you're so obsessed with them, it crosses the line. There has to be some sort of line to be crossed in this situation, and that's why I had to make it a lights out match. Like I don't want to be liable because these two might actually legit kill each other. Like we saw in their death match how far they would go. Imagine now inside of a cage, lights out, anything goes. Like I wouldn't be surprised if someone dies.
My question to you, Mr. Khan, because again, it's a cage match. It also lights out. So traditionally, cage matches, you only win by pinfall, submission, or climb out of the cage, which is the old school. My preference is climb out of the cage. It's a lights out match, Will they be able to get out of the cage and still fight it out? Because I'm sure the cage will restrain them. You know what I mean?
I feel like the cage is there to protect the fans from the mayhem, to be honest, but they can definitely win the match any way they possibly can.
Oh, look at this. I'm getting a word here from so as you guys know as well, some little bit breaking news for all of you out there. As you guys know, we've been promoting for a while now, All in the Mud 2.
Oh, no one wants to talk about that, Steve. Come on.
Well, I'm here to let you guys know the dates that are official for All in the Mud 2. This Tuesday, there will not be a Raw rundown. This Tuesday.
No one watches it anyway, so that's good.
So that'll be night number 1 of All in the Mud 2.
Wait, there's 2 nights?
That's right. Yeah, it's 2 nights. Yes, Mr. Khan. Just we decided we were inspired by you, Mr. Khan. By having these long.
What do you mean? I don't even do the 2-night shows.
Yeah, but you know what though? Is the passion of trying to get everyone on the show, Mr. Khan. It's the passion. That's
I don't try to get everyone. What are you talking about?
Well, we let you guys know too that night number 2 will be on next Thursday. Wait,
what about S.A.D? What about S.A.D?
Well, being that you and Paul are investing into All in the Mud, you guys gave us the approval. So there you go.
Wait. So that's what that money was for? It was for the stupid show you guys do?
For All in the Mud too. Listen, it's for the fans. We do this for the people, Mr. Khan. Come on now.
Wait. I'm looking at the bank statement now. Who the fuck is Paddington the Bear?
Well, he is the official host of All in the Mud 2, being that All in the Mud 2 will be live from the beautiful Estadio Nacional in Lima, Peru. Also, by big thanks to the Peruvian government, being that Paddington is having a movie coming out. Paddington in Peru. You decided that he needs to host the show. And Chase had been on me for making sure I put Paddington in the graphic. So there's that too.
Wait, so wait. What is Paddington? What is he?
He's a bear.
What's Paddington? No, but what is he? Is he Peruvian?
So it's funny you mentioned that. Chase is.
Why do we have him on the show?
Chase has showed me documentation that Paddington is Peruvian. I wish I could call him, but unfortunately, Chase is busy right now. So but he showed me the documentation, and as you can see, again.
Well, I know Chase knows how to Photoshop. I know how Chase knows how to Photoshop. So did he Photoshop this, or is this a real document?
Yeah, my apologies. Come on, Jorge. There you go. Mr. Khan, listen, it was part of the movie. He's Peruvian. In the movie, in the trailer, they showed his passport. It's Peruvian.
Oh,
he's a Peruvian citizen.
So I'm really paying money for a stupid bear to be on your show.
He is a Peruvian with British citizenship. Put it that way. Who knows, Mr. Khan? Maybe he's a Fulham fan. You never know, Mr. Khan. Maybe he's a Fulham fan.
Whatever, Steve. It seems like a waste of money to me, but if you're so belief in Paddington the Bear, then it is what it is.
Who knows, Mr. Khan? Who would say, Mr. Khan, that he is a fan of Fulham FC? By the way, I must say, Mr. Khan, congrats so far on the Premier League, 12th place. You guys are 2-1 in the Premier League right now, 2-1. Congrats on that and the success. You guys have a win over Leicester City. You guys lost to Manchester United. But
We
nevertheless,
built up a really good. We built up a really good club, and I feel like it's going to be a great season in the Premier League. Everything's going good for me, man. AEW is doing good. Premier League doing good. Jacksonville's going to kick off a Super Bowl run. It's going to be a great time, man.
hopefully next season you guys clinch Europe. You know, whether it's Champions League, the
Steve,
Europa League, or the conference.
Steve, do you even watch the NFL?
Honestly, not quite like that, but
Steve, this is the perfect time for you to be a Jaguars fan.
like normally, you know, I support the open bar, Mr. Khan. To be honest with you,
Steve, you gotta support Jacksonville Jaguars for me.
Could be. You just never know. You know what? I'll support in spirit. You know, whenever they're playing, I'll cheer for the Jacksonville Jaguar whenever they're playing.
No, you gotta become a Jaguars. You gotta become a Jaguars fan.
Oh no, this coming from the same guy who suggested that I should eat food that I cooked on air.
Okay, Steve. Not every idea is a dime a dozen. Okay, you're looking at this with the glass half empty.
Technically, I kind of do have to, I kind of do when you think about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what you need to do. You got to become a Jacksonville Jaguars fan. We have an exciting team. We have quarterback Trevor Lawrence. We have one of the best young running backs in the NFL, and Travis Etienne. We also have great wide receivers like Christian Kirk, Zay Flowers. We just drafted a kid out of LSU named Brian Thomas Jr. Our defense is a flying, high-paced defense. We have Josh Allen Hayes. We just got Armstead from the Super Bowl competing 49ers. We have a really great team that is fun to watch. We have great young cornerbacks as well. I think you would like the team, Steve. They would remind you of a soccer club you like. You know, teams that don't have big names, except for Trevor Lawrence, who's a huge name. You can almost call him who's the guy, Jude Bellingham of the NFL. He's the Jude Bellingham of the NFL. Trevor Lawrence is.
Well, I don't know, Mr. Khan. I mean, to be fair, you know, Real Madrid wins championships.
The NFL is different. The NFL is different. We can't just buy our.
I know you guys won the division. I know you guys won the division, right? Am I right?
And Steve, we're going to win the Super Bowl this year.
It's a bold statement, Mr. Khan. That's a
how's it a bold statement?
That is a bold prediction. Let me correct myself. It's a bold prediction, Mr. Khan. But if
you don't know football, I know football.
But if you believe, Mr. Khan, if you believe, I believe, Mr. Khan. How about that?
Yeah. So you should root for the Jacksonville Jaguars this Sunday. It's going to be a great game.
Let's fucking go.
Exactly. Okay, you didn't need to play that clip. Come on, Steve.
Well, you know, it's motivation. You know, I feel like you're motivated. You got a big week coming up.
No. You know who's in the clip. You know who's in the clip.
I'm sorry. I'll tell you what. I'll tell the video department to edit out that person. I'll put how about we have someone replace him? We can put in there I don't know, Brian Danielson. How about that? Would that make you
that'd be pretty cool, but I don't know if you have anyone talented on ATP video team to do that.
Well, we'll think of something. We'll think. But like I said before, you got a big week. You got the big game coming up on Sunday. You have Friday. You have a triple show. You have Rampage. You have Collision. You have the countdown to AEW All Out. And then Sunday, my bad, Saturday. My apologies. Saturday, you have the big pay-per-view All Out. Not the United Center, the Now Arena.
Yeah, okay. You have to say not the United Center. There was no reason to do that.
No, I say that because, you know, I'm sure for a lot of people it's an easier commute. I'm sure a lot of people when they fly to Chicago, to Illinois, they go to Chicago. They're not really consider, you know, what's the word I'm looking for here? Staying in Hoffman Estates, but that's just, you know, one person's opinion, of course. But you know, it is what it is. But what match on this card, Mr. Connor, are you most excited for at all?
Honestly, besides the lights out match, which is going to be very brutal and vicious, I'm really excited for Danielson versus Jungle Boy Jack. Well, not Jungle Boy. Sorry, Old Habits Die Hard. Jack Perry the scapegoat. I think that's going to be a really good match. TNT champion going after the AEW championship, and let's not forget there's still Christian running around, so we don't know what he has plotting in the wings. So,
and also speaking of waiting in the wing, you have Darby Allin also waiting in the wings.
yeah,
as
it's a Grand Slam, and it's going to be interesting for sure. But anyway, Steve, I had to head off. Thank you so much for having me. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you for reviewing AEW Dynamite, and make sure you guys watch AEW All Out this Saturday. It's going to be a great show. You don't want to miss it. Good
No
picture,
problem,
man.
Mr.
Come on, that's not a good picture.
You look at that. You got the nice glasses.
I don't like the picture with the glasses. Come on, Steve.
All right, the classical fall edition. There you go, the fall edition.
Yeah, there we go. All right, I'll talk to you all later.
All right, Mr. Khan. You have a good day, Mr. Khan. See you guys. When Tony comes on, I gotta, that's probably the first time me and Tony had a very good conversation. Nothing crazy, nothing, that I try not to piss him off. All right, I try not to piss him off. But Dynamite again. Honestly, go back, rewatch the house being put on fire and all that stuff. But just to give you guys a quick little rundown here, right? Because why not? Daniel Garcia opened the show, and he did not want to wait till Saturday. He wanted MJF right then and there. MJF was sitting somewhere within the crowd, protected by security geeks. Because why the fuck would? Of course he would. And MJF just went at Daniel Garcia, and Daniel Garcia, threw some stuff back, talked about how MJF went to Turkey to get his hair fixed and it didn't work at all. And how when MJF has kids and his kids ask him if he was ever a wrestler, MJF will say that, he was until he wrestled Daniel Garcia and all that stuff. And overall, listen, it ended up with MJF baiting Daniel Garcia, talking about his mom. And of course, whenever someone brings up someone's mom, you're going to get pissed off, right? So Daniel Garcia goes into the crowd to get to MJF, beats off all the security guards, beats them all up, because of course he would. Why the fuck would he not? And then MJF, who was sipping wine, by the way, sipping nice bottle of wine, hits him with the wine bottle. Daniel Garcia starts bleeding. And then obviously MJF, sits next to him, talks about how Daniel Garcia is going to go to paradise after this. And that was the end of it. I'll be honest with you. Do I see Daniel Garcia beating MJF? No, I don't see it. MJF, there's no way he's losing 2 pay-per-views back-to-back. It's just not going to happen. Should be a fine match. Someone excited for this match, I'm sure. Daniel Garcia is going to try to literally go all out, no pun intended, this match on Saturday, but MJF's obviously getting the W. I mean, again, got a little bit, got to see the aggressive side of Daniel Garcia, but again, it's just your typical MJF segment, and nothing bad with it. Just, again, I know it's going to happen. I just know, there's no way Daniel Garcia is getting the win here, all right? We did get the opening match. We had Kazuchika Okada versus Kyle Fletcher. Because in AEW, you get a title match by having a classic match against the likes of Tomohiro Ishii. That's how Kyle Fletcher got this match. Because he put on a classic against Tomohiro Ishii on AEW Collision. And everyone knows.
Hashtag AEW Collision. Saturday. Ain't nobody watching that. Come on.
Yeah. I didn't see that match. Did you? But nonetheless, I mean, yeah, we got the match here. I'll be honest with you. Thought it was fine for what it was. One thing about Kyle Fletcher, listen, the guy can perform. Don't get me wrong. He could wrestle when the bell rings and all that stuff. It's just that, bro, we're just giving out title matches because you had a good match, even though you've lost the last couple of weeks. You've been holding L's, right? But nevertheless, the match happened. There's a moment in the match where Okada is beating Fletcher in the corner. He's screaming out Aussie, Aussie, Aussie and shit. This basically ended. And this is like, really, bro? Yeah, it's a low blow. Kyle Fletcher. You have to hit him with the low blow. And then the Rainmaker with a 1, 2, 3. Obviously, Okada got the win. The match went about almost 20 minutes. So there was that too. Honestly, after that, though, they did announce later on in the show that Okada will be what's going on, making the play. What's going on, brother? They did announce that Okada will be defending the AEW Continental Championship this Saturday at All Out, because he'll be facing 3 other guys in a fatal 4-way. And how will these guys get this opportunity? They're going to qualify for the spot. And the 3 matches here, the winners, I guess, obviously go to All Out to face Okada. Qualifying match here, Continental Contenders Challenge. You have Konosuke Takeshita, who also had like a stare down with Okada near the end there, versus the Beast Mortus. Also, you have Lance Archer, who you already know is going to fucking lose, against the Ring of Honor World Champion, Mark Briscoe. Yes, the Ring of Honor World Champion, once again, not fulfilling his Ring of Honor duties. And also, you have Orange Cassidy versus Brian Keith. Also in the show, there was a segment where Jericho talked about Orange Cassidy. They played a video from many years ago. I don't know if y'all remember this, during the pandemic days at Daly's place, when Jericho had his jacket ruined, his white jacket ruined by Mimosa. And the stipulation is, if Cassidy loses, he will pay Jericho in cash the $7,000. So there's that as well. That's happening. And the winners will go on to face Okada at All Out this Saturday. Any advice for getting Mania tickets just for the 2 nights? Just for the 2 nights. Depends, really. I mean, do you want to, how do I put this? Honestly, go back and rewatch. Well, if you want to go to Vegas, go watch the video that me and Chase did a couple of weeks ago. It's pinned on the channel. But I will say this to you. I would normally say buy them the day of. But being that WrestleMania is in Las Vegas and prices will increase because it's a holiday, I jump on it now. Think about where you want to sit at and all that stuff. But yeah, honestly, just go back and rewatch the video that me and Chase did a couple of months ago, giving out tips and advice and all that stuff regarding WrestleMania in Las Vegas next year. All right. So go back and rewatch that when you get a chance. Also on the show here, we had Kyle O'Reilly and the Briscoes, Will Nightingale, Orange Cassidy, and Will Ospreay were interviewed by Renee Paquette, and obviously they hyped up the trio's main event. So there was that also. They also recapped the video of Swerve Strickland buying his childhood home. And I said this earlier when Tony was here, right? If I know that someone's on the lookout for me, the last thing I'm fucking doing is showcasing to the world my new home, or in this case, my childhood home that has a lot of sentimental value to me. First of all, I wouldn't even buy my childhood home. Fuck no. I used to live in a shitty apartment. All right. A shitty apartment building many, many years ago. All right. I would not want to buy that that apartment. I'm good. I don't know. I get it. There's some people who even when I pass by it, I look at it like, yo, it's still a fucking piece of shit. But still, I get it. There's some people who hold value to that, and that's fine. It is what it is. But again, if I know someone's on the lookout for me, I'm not showing the world that I bought a fucking house. It's just not gonna fucking happen. Nah. We also had Jamie Hayter versus Robin Renegade, and yes, you guessed it. This match went about under 3 minutes because of Jamie Hayter, and we got to showcase her. to the best of her abilities. And she got the win with the haterade. And you had backstage Saraya and what's her name? Harley Cameron watching backstage and all that stuff. And I mean, again, listen, I'm happy to see Jamie Hayter back. I want to see her not feud with Saraya. That's just me, of course, but I get why, because obviously Saraya was one of the women who injured her, right? Back in the day, a couple years back, was it a year and a half ago? So there's fine for now, but if it was up to me, move her to something else. We had Roderick Strong backstage with Renee Paquette and Christopher Daniels. Roderick rightly said his foot was on the bottom of the rope last week. If you remember last week, right? In the ending of that match, Roddy had his foot underneath the rope, and the referee counted to 3, that being Aubrey Edwards. And Aubrey said that she didn't see it, but she literally walked and hopped over Roddy's leg. Like, what the fuck, yo? What the fuck from last week, right? And all this happened, right? Backstage, and Daniels claimed that the ref didn't see it, right? But Hook rushed and announced that they could fight for the FTW title tonight. But Strong stated that he is not wrestling in a dump like Milwaukee. I don't blame him. But he would call his shot when he's fully prepared. Here's the thing. You ready for this? It's going to be on the 0 hour. Likely. Very likely on the 0 hour. I'll be honest. If it was up to me, bro, after All In, retire that title. Retire it. We're good. We're Gucci. We don't need it, you know? But that's just my humble opinion, of course. From there, we saw Jon Moxley and Marina Shafir backstage, where Moxley, who is still causing havoc and all that stuff, Moxley bumps into Matt Jackson and Jack Perry and Nicholas Jackson, whatever you want to call him. And Moxley said that Perry is a sweet boy no matter what anyone says about him. Right? They get to the ring. Now, if you guys remember last week when they showed up and we got that whole thing where Moxley told Shivani, this is not your company anymore and all that stuff, and got people wondering, is Shane showing up? And not for nothing, it got people curious. It got people like, all right, something's up. You're also factoring in Jon Moxley's walking out to his New Japan theme song, which I prefer. I'm fine with, to be honest with you. But honestly, he gets to the ring, talks about Darby Allin, how he's had respect for him for a long time, just wants to talk to him. It did nothing for me. It's like, bro, what the fuck? Like, you went out there and that was it. Like, that's all he said. That's all he said, right? Nothing. Again, he also talks about the way that Darby does business. But he's not an impatient man. But Darby is running out of time. Again, is this going to lead to a match? Likely. I don't fucking know. I mean, could it be that at Grand Slam in a couple of weeks during the world title match, Moxley costs Darby the title? I don't fucking know. Possibly. But this did nothing for me. It did nothing. So there was that. We got the women's title match between Mariah May and Nyla Rose. I don't know what Nyla Rose did to earn this match. She probably won a match during the week. Maybe she won a match on Rampage. I don't know.
Is the hashtag AEW Rampage after it? Like, no one's watching that, dude.
Yeah.
Stop.
Or maybe Collision. I played the clip already, so I'm not playing it again. And she lost, obviously. And then Mariah May obviously retained. She hit the Storm Zero, Nyla Rose. So again, happy that she retained, my beautiful women's champion, that being Nyla Rose. But where do we go from here? That's my question. So there's that also. We got a Deonna Purrazzo vignette, and she's basically challenging Hikaru Shida on Collision this Saturday. That is happening. Yes, right. She's facing Hikaru Shida on Saturday. The same Hikaru Shida who is going to be challenging, my bad, on Friday. I keep calling it Saturday, but it's on Friday. Okay, it's a special night on Friday. We know this already. The same Hikaru Shida who is challenging Mercedes Moné for the TBS title on Saturday. So I already know who's going to win this match. You don't need to tell me. I don't need to watch this match to know who's going to win. All right. And after this, they brought out Mercedes Moné and Camille. And they cut this promo on Hikaru Shida. I guess somewhere in this, Mercedes said that, how can Hikaru Shida call herself the ace when she doesn't have the title and all that stuff? And all this. And again, they also referenced their first match. I think it was Hikaru Shida who referenced the first match that they had, which was pretty good for what they did, for what they were able to do out there. And then you see on the screen Christopher Daniels show up, and he says that Camille will be banned from ringside at All Out. And then obviously Hikaru Shida shows up on the screen, tried to hype up her match, and there you go. And yeah, listen, I do believe this will be better leaps and bounds I do believe that Mercedes Moné and Hikaru Shida number 2 will be better leaps and bounds than Mercedes versus Britt Baker from All In. I'm pretty sure Mercedes Moné is trying to remove the stench from that match at All In. So I think both Mercedes and Hikaru Shida are going to kill it, but I do see Mercedes retaining. So yeah, we're not about to have Mercedes drop that title not anytime soon. So there you go. We got the EVP speaking here, and they give it to Jack Perry to cut a promo. And Jack Perry's promo is about being in the ring with Bryan Danielson when Danielson first arrived in AEW. He said that he was worried that he would never get to face Danielson, but that everything he had to do on his own to ensure that he got this opportunity. And Perry basically went on to say that Danielson could have helped him, but chose not to because all Danielson cares about was his happy ending. And the Young Bucks claim they will do whatever it takes to ensure that Jack Perry wins the championship on Saturday and the title returns back to where it belongs in their eyes, in their words, the elite. Do I see it happening? No. I'll be honest with you. I wish they would have had more time to build. Yes, I'm aware that Jack Perry does have a win over Bryan Danielson at the Anarchy in the Arena match at Double or Nothing. But outside of that, I do wish there was more of a build to this. And also, you're not going to have Bryan drop this title right away. It's just not going to happen. So Bryan's winning this, of course. So there's that. Bryan entered the arena to do commentary for the main event because, again, the main event match was Pac and Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta, the trios champion of AEW, and they went up against Will Ospreay, Orange Cassidy, and Kyle O'Reilly. I thought the match was fine for what it was. Everyone got their moments to shine, obviously. There was a moment in the match where Pac and Ospreay were going at it, and it looked like Pac was going to hit the Poison Rana on Ospreay, but Ospreay got out of it. He threw Pac onto outside of the stage area, but looked very small, didn't look very high, but whatever. And then Ospreay went for a dive, and they brawled, and we never saw them again. Did not see them again. But all this again led to, obviously, right? It led to Pac, Claudio, and Wheeler getting the win. And after this, Danielson got on the microphone and promised that he will kick the head in of Jack Perry, right? And after this, right, Wheeler Yuta and Claudio will challenge the Young Bucks for the tag title, which is official. Yeah, by the way, that's happening at All Out. The Young Bucks are challenge or will be defending the AEW tag team titles against 2/3 of the trios champion, the Blackpool Combat Club of Claudio and Wheeler Yuta. Again, let's get everyone on the show. So should be a fine match. I don't see the Bucks losing here, though. Just I don't see it happening. And then we got the contract signing, the big contract signing between Swerve Strickland and Hangman Page. Hangman wasn't even there. We all know this already. Pac, my bad, not Pac. Hangman was at Swerve's childhood home, talked about how he now knows the one thing that Swerve loves because he showed him. He showed the world, that being the house, right? And he proceeds to throw lighter fluid, gasoline, because you hear it throughout the house. Then you see him outside, literally just sitting there outside, on a chair, sipping whiskey, I think it was, and he lights the house up and it goes in the flame. You see Swerve just being miserable about this, just losing it, snapping, like he's can't believe this is happening. And that's how we close the show. Again, if I know someone's out to hurt me after all the hell I put that person through, I am not gonna show the world my new home and have them put it out there on social media. That would be stupid, but that's how we got here. And again, that was, in my opinion, how you sell a pay-per-view. That was probably the best thing on the show, period, hands down. Again, it goes back to what I'm saying. You could watch that, and that was great. Then there was the rest of the show. I'll be honest, this needs to be the main event. Swerve versus Hangman Page needs to be the main event. It's without a doubt one of, or if not the greatest rivalry in AEW history. Hands down. It is. And makes you think, Hangman has to get a win here. He has to get a win. He's been taking L's against Swerve for this entire program. So eventually, you have to give Hangman a win. So we'll see what happens. All right. But that was Dynamite. Again, go back and rewatch the ending, right? That segment. Rewatch it. It's up on social media. It's crazy. Right. Then the rest of the show. But yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, just to let you guys know, again, at All Out, they added this match. I also found out that Will Nightingale and Chris Statlander, their Chicago street fight will not be for the CMLL Women's Championship. I think, to my understanding, is that CMLL did not sanction gimmick matches for their titles or for their women, that is. So there you go. But you will have this Friday a special night of Friday Night Collision. Deonna Purrazzo versus Hikaru Shida. You also gonna have this match, an all-star 8-man tag team match of champions. You have the AEW World Champion, Bryan Danielson. You have the Trios Champion of Pac, Wheeler Yuta, and Claudio going up against the AEW Continental Champion of Kazuchika Okada, the AEW TNT Champion of the Scapegoat Jack Perry, and the AEW Tag Team Champions in Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, the Young Bucks. All that's happening this Friday, as well as, of course, the Continental Contenders Challenge between Konosuke Takeshita and the Beast Mortis. You also have Lance Archer, who will be taking the L to the Ring of Honor World Champion Mark Briscoe. And, of course, Orange Cassidy versus Brian Keith, where if Orange Cassidy loses, he will have to pay Jericho the $7,000 in cash, like he said he would. And remember, they're going head-to-head with SmackDown. Keep that in mind, in case you're wondering. So you have, again, Friday you have Collision, you have Rampage, and then you have the special countdown to AEW All Out. Also, you have the NFL game happening as well from Brazil. I think it's the Eagles versus the Packers. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on it, but that's happening. All that's happening on tomorrow. That is right tomorrow. Holy shit! But let me know your thoughts in the comments, all that fun stuff about Dynamite and all that stuff. Again, in case you've missed it, all right. In case you have missed it, this past Tuesday we did do a Steve's Kitchen, where I talked about all the stuff that I mentioned earlier, the debut of Joe Tessitore, thoughts on both NXT No Mercy and WWE Bash in Berlin, thoughts on Swerve's new pay raise and how people in WWE are quote-unquote upset about it, and Odyssey Jones being quote-unquote fired or removed from the company, from TV, whatever it may be. All right? So go back and rewatch that if you have not yet. All in the Mud 2 is happening next week. Night 1 is on Tuesday, and night 1 is on Tuesday. Night 2 is on Thursday. So there will not be next week. There will not be a Raw rundown, nor will there be a something about Dynamite, as you guys now know. So there will be a Steve's Kitchen. There might be a post show to All Out. We'll keep you posted on that. All right. That's going to be it for us. That's going to be it for us. All right. For me, that is right. I want to thank Tony Khan for showing up. Thank you, Tony. Follow the Around the Point Network on X at AT Point Network. If you want to be an ATV channel members, only $2.99 a month. So there you go. Join. Links in the bio or the join button. You get all these perks. All right. Follow me on X at Heel Steven. That's going to be it. Thank you all for watching. Much love to all of you. I will burn his world to the ground. That's words from Hangman, That, and Page. Thank you all for watching. As always, I'm Steve. This has been Something About Dynamite here on the Around the Point Network. Peace out, everybody.
Thank you. Fuck you. Bye.